Good morning. This is Early Captions, your press review slot on GMKT. Good morning, K-Town. You're welcome. Today, I'm joined by a junior brother, a professional, a man with the voice. He works with Cavalry Good News Video. He is a presenter of Heal the World, and he joins me this morning. He is called Chris Ngome Samuel. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Mr. Julius.
Always a pleasure being on KCBS TV.
It's my delight always.
Today we're going to take three papers after the National Day yesterday. We're going to take the Guardian Post, Cameroon Tribune, and Le Crayon Info. The last one is in French.
Okay.
Mr. Chris, the Guardian Post says Northwest senators and parliamentarians are threatening to march on Yaoundé because of the Babajo rave is not being done.
It's because when something starts and you don't fight it, something wrong starts in a child. You notice something, a wrong attitude in a child, and you don't start fighting against that attitude or to try to evade that attitude from that child. And if that child grows to a certain age, it will be very difficult. It will be pretty hard to you to delete or discard that attitude from that child. So from the very onset, or some people will say from the very outset, that's the right English, you're going to discover that these people have been condoning with the realities of the government. Yeah. When I say the realities of the government, it's a lackluster the government has a lackluster attitude.
By this you mean the politicians?
The politicians who want to strike today. And they were romancing and caressing with this same government they want to fight against. So you cannot fight against a camp which you belong in.
Okay.
It's pretty difficult. You can't bite the finger who is feeding you.
So you think they're just smiling for the camera?
They are just smiling for the camera. They are just playing the game. I must tell you the truth. They are just playing over the intelligence of the people. But behind the camera, you see, let's just play the game so that these people will think we are serious too. We are with them. But in the real fact, these guys are not with the people, with the masses. Okay. Because like I said earlier, from the very outset, these roads have been cracking and they have been giving plenty of promises. And as the days go by, none of the promises is being fulfilled, and you guys fold your arms. It is when it has totally deteriorated and gone out of place, and you say you want to rally and fight against the government which is feeding you, and you are in the system. Then it's quite despicable and unfortunate. I don't think that will really cross the bridge.
Let's assume for once that they actually go and march in Yaoundé, the Northwest parliamentarians and senators. Assume that they all go and march. What will happen? Let's assume they march. What will happen?
Like we'll be coming to that paper very soon. They said despite COVID-19, Pobiasti is still in good shape. Okay. But sure, the man has a stance. We are talking not the physical aspect of his good shape, but his ideas, his stance, his political ambition, and his intelligence and wisdom. If he says, I will not do it, or if he tells his collaborators, don't do it at this moment for so and so reason, they will not do it despite your effort, your marching, whatever. It will not still be executed. That's the system.
But the irony is that if Pobia announces that he's going to Bamida tomorrow, that will be told today.
That's just the fact.
But why should the development of the country depend on somebody's agenda?
It's the way the structure has been organized, if you may permit me use that word, has been organized, because it's a system that is tailored toward an individual, not a people. It's a group tailored to a few group of persons, if you permit me, a few group of persons, not the large masses. And so that's where we get to suffer a lot of things, because they want to please a particular person who is like a supreme master.
But this like has been for long. It's not today we've heard about this.
That's what I'm saying. I have been a victim. I traveled that road sometime, and that was some years back. And I asked somebody in the bus, how you guys doing in this road, or you travel on this road? How do you? And they said, no, we will try. They have promised the ring road, whatever. See today, see the nature of the road. Is totally poor, is totally bad, is inaccessible, is impassable, and then you want to when this is when
no,
this
I'm just thinking are there elections coming up soon, because I see this people start speaking, maybe they want to go back and start telling that we've been
I think they are left with about 3 years or 4 years or so.
They're
trying to see how
the people who are struggling Yaoundé.
Yeah, we are struggling Yaoundé. We have been lobbying around the Public Works Ministry and Urban Development and the rest of the partner donors and whatever. And so you guys cannot.
But don't you think they put themselves accomplishing? Because when these very people come with jeeps, they welcome them in your villages.
It's
They
quite.
come with their Prados with 4-wheel drive, and the very population will go and dance.
Sometimes I don't look this thing physically in a physical perspective,
Okay.
because these people promise you every year, but they don't
same
fulfill their
thing.
promise,
And
and you
they'll
guys
come-
still
and they'll still receive
welcome
them.
them, and you receive them,
And they'll dance.
you organize dancing sessions and whatever, homecoming, and then
Give them
you,
titles
give
again.
them titles again. Even the phones of the palaces will welcome them, and then enact to them a title. It's
And
quite
very soon-
it's quite I don't know how to explain it better. It's funny.
We
It's
can
funny.
only hold the
Julius,
powers
it's
that
funny.
be. We at least this will cry.
Yes, but
I don't think you
pray,
need MPs to march for us.
I pray their cries too should be heard.
Okay.
This public works minister, Emmanuel Ganu-Jumisi, and the collaborators, I know there is a budget for that. And the government is not the sole responsibility for the roads in Cameroon. There are also, you have the African Development Bank,
The UN
you have
also
the UN Development Program, you have the World Bank, you have the Bretton Woods institutions,
Islamic,
other
the
financial
Islamic
institutions,
Bank,
Islamic Bank, and the rest of them, who also give their benevolence to the Cameroon government for the infrastructural developmental beauty of this country. But it's rather unfortunate that when they give this money is being siphoned.
They buy jeeps.
They buy
jeeps
big jeeps and
for parliamentarians. These very people are now complaining
yes.
to match very parliamentarians.
You
And
quite
these people they spend their
unfortunate
time collecting, following up contracts.
in your own
Yaoundé.
personal contracts.
When they come and start claiming that they're going to match.
Yes, we tell you that it's because I afford this thing, it's I who afford this thing, and the rest. Whereas he's fighting for his own stomach.
No.
Always self-interest,
Let's hope somebody will do
egoistic,
something.
and self-centeredness and covetousness. Those are the vices that are killing this country.
Okay, it's sad.
And if we don't stop it, I don't know what
continue.
it will happen next.
Chris, also in the Guardian Post, they say the custom impounds a huge amount of smuggled gold. Gold is expensive.
It's because they didn't choco them on quote. Yes, because the ones which are being chocoed on quote, it's not an English word. We don't hear about them. But the ones which are not, it's like a lady who does not love a boy. I will tell you, that boy, they try me, that boy, they deny me. But when you like it, you know they talk you.
Okay.
So that's how it is.
So I think
with
these
these
customers
people.
are just trying to attract or to steal some public
Yeah,
attention.
just don't see that they are doing
That
their
they are
work, they are doing some work and the rest. But you cannot. There was this, I think 2 days ago. This guy was about to board a flight for Germany, and he carries about 40 kilograms of gold, and they discovered it in the stuff. And since because he refused to choco, he was impounded. The gold was taken, and he himself was denied the flight.
But you
flight
understand
was
that
cancelled.
but natural resources belongs to the government everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So how come you have gold, 40 kilo of gold?
I
It's
was
a crime
coming
by
to
itself.
that even that how come that an individual
even has access to gold.
has an access to gold, getting right to the point of the airport and about to leave the country.
40 kilogram of gold is much.
40 kilogram of gold is much.
Because just a teaspoon of gold will tell you 10 million or whatever.
Yes, so it's quite.
Because just common gold dust is bought in kilos.
I will tell you that it's still the lackluster attitude, the complacent and the nonchalant and the corruptible attitude of the government officials of this country. I must say that.
Yeah.
That's the gospel truth.
And we have good laws.
Perfect, impeccable, polished, refined, well placed,
It's wonderful.
well organized, well crafted laws, but in the implication zero.
We're talking about gold. Let's talk now about something else. They say in the East region, of course, you have to mine this gold. 14 people have died in gold in mines within 4 months. 14 people die working in mines within 4 months. That's a bad record, to say the least.
Mr. Julius, the song is always the same. I will tell you the truth. These people are working. If you see the conditions that the people are working under, it's so precarious. Very
and
bad
these gold
conditions.
mines are mostly run by Chinese,
risky
by
conditions,
Chinese
and this stuff is being run by foreign
Foreign.
companies. Are being how do we call it, mined by foreign companies, and so they don't have the time. Despite the cry of these your citizens,
It
the
means nothing
Cameroonian
to them.
citizens, that we are suffering. These Chinese companies, all these foreign companies are maltreating us, are giving us poor working conditions. They don't take care of us, and they are just being they give us shabby treatment, and the government does not do anything. They fold their arms. But when it concerns something out of the country, like they were awarding or they were giving awards to some people who went and helped people in Equatorial Guinea the other day. Yes, they are very sharp in helping. That's how we really want to remove. You have a lock in your eye. You want to go and remove peck from some other person's eye. That's the paradox of this country. It's paradoxical.
But I think there are international conventions which pertain to gold mines. I mean, to mine. I mean,
they are there. The laws are there, Mr.
They must take care of
the regulations are there.
They give them a good accommodation. Some of them have no helmet, have no mask, and these mines can be very toxic within.
You have a course in school. There's a new course now. They call it NEBOST. These people are in charge of ensuring the security of workers, especially in industries. In big industries, especially industries like that one. You call them NEBOST workers. If your helmet is being do you have an helmet? Do you have those protective equipment that will help you not to endanger yourself? So I don't know whether those NEBOST workers are not recruited and are not given their prime duty to execute on those industrial zones, like the gold mining zones like that. You could imagine. It's just that sometimes I wonder whether some of us are strangers in this country. Why your own child, Mr. Julius, your child will be crying, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Then you claim to be generous to another person's child, whereas your own child is dying, and you care nothing about your own child who is in the house, who is doing all your house chores and whatever. It's quite unfortunate.
That is what the Frenchman calls low Pharisaism.
Low Pharisaism.
Extreme hypocrisy.
And that's extreme hypocrisy.
Okay, let's hope
Thank you so much for that expression.
Okay, now let's go to Cameroon Tribune. That was the Garden Post. Let's go to Cameroon Tribune. That's the National Bilingual Daily.
Okay.
Cameroon Tribune. So Cameroon Tribune comes of the yesterday was May 20th.
Yeah.
It says the 49th National Day, edition of the National Day. It's a day for nationwide reflection. So I want to get a reflection on that. Of course, you are two citizens of this country.
It's the reflection is quite how do I put it, contradictory. Okay. Yes, it's contradictory if you want to put
it's ambiguous.
Yes, ambiguous. Thank you for that word. It's quite contradictory, ambiguous, and ambivalent.
Okay.
Because you won't understand that we, instead of the country going forward, we are going behind.
Okay.
You want to discover.
We are going to 49 is good because the first now is, and we are moving forward. From the first National Day to today's 49, we are counting forward.
In the aspect of the duration, the years, are you talking about the accumulation of years, or are you talking about infrastructural development, or you're talking about the beauty of the country, the development of the country? When we come to the aspect, let's strategize, try to categorize it. When it comes education, in the education aspect, what can you say about this country? What message can you take home about this country, about the education system? They're still struggling to put things in place and the rest, to professionalize things and the rest. I was coming to this radio station, to this TV station, and you see children are there frolicking around, short skirt and rest, and the schools millions are just, I don't understand. So where are these children going to? The education system is quite weak. A child will not be able to construct a sentence, a good sentence,
and that has A level,
and he has an A level. So the education system is quite porous. Is still to see the light of day in as compared to other countries. So we are still following colonized system of education, whereas the colonized people or the colonist, how do I put it, colonialist, or imperialist, permit me, they have gone out of what they taught us. They have gone out of what we are still dancing in the place that they left us. On the same
how has that affected National Day?
National Day,
even though it was cancelled because of
even
COVID-19.
The pump and fun fair is not there.
No, it was cancelled because of COVID-19. The government is so concerned with the head that they want us to go and catch corona in the field, so they at least.
That's your point. That's your own point.
I think the government has a lot of concern.
The other day in other country they did their national whatever, and it was full with pump and fanfare, and there was plenty of euphoria. I bet you cannot tell me. Cameroon, we used to stick. The thing is that we give priorities for things that we're supposed not to give priorities to, and then we neglect those things that we're supposed to give priorities. That's how easy. I tell you, this country is an epitome and embodiment of paradox. That's what I will tell you. Yes, seriously. That's what I will tell you.
Even though I know you're a proud Cameroonian.
I'm a
you're bilingual, I speak French,
soon maybe I'll be going to the palace. An appointment is coming. Who knows? Yes, I'll be going to the Unity Palace. Who knows?
Okay.
About that.
And the irony is that if you get appointed, you will change your tone.
Why not? Why not?
You really want to start saying no. This
but sometimes there's a temptation. They say what you hate, you may become. So
you may just become a person.
You just have to be careful and cautious of how you say what you say, and try to see what you can change by the mercies of God.
Exactly. Let's take our last prayer. Our last prayer. You know, I've just today, because yesterday was National Day, and most people on big bets. Our last for today is what they call Le Crayon Info.
Okay.
Crayon Info. And we're going to take just one.
I said, despite
just one thing stands out.
Yes.
Despite the COVID-19, President Pobe is in good shape. I like that caption.
All right. Are we talking in the aspect of the physical aspect or some other aspects?
Is that Chris? What?
Yes.
Physically,
age is taking him. Physically, it's a natural phenomenon that where you start getting to some number of years, 80 and the rest 90.
Okay.
Age will play a very great toll on you. You understand? Yes, I understand.
It's been qualified.
Yes.
Despite the COVID-19, most people have died, you know.
But health-wise, is still there.
Good. He's still kicking.
Purportedly, he's still fine health-wise. Purportedly. Purportedly,
yesterday, he appointed, signed decrees appointing Oksuna as member of CDC.
Yes, and also,
which means he's still working.
I also want to go beyond the physical aspect or beyond his health aspect. His intelligence, as they say, is the wise man of Africa. His intelligence and wisdom are still in place. His political wisdom and intelligence are still intact.
Even though it was surprising that France invited Africans to discuss COVID-19 and left out Pobe. I don't know why.
We don't know why.
Who used to say was the best student of France?
Yes, and he was the one who, if everything was fine, he was supposed to be the first to be dished out that invitation.
Why did they leave him out?
I don't know. I don't understand. But
is Macron saying, but wait a bit?
The polemics between France and Cameroon now, it's quite deep. It's quite profound. If you want to dissect and diagnose that, it will cause you some serious bruises in the heart. So let's keep that aside. And so what am I trying to say is that his political ideas or ideologies are still in place, and his cafoyage are still intact, right? His people, his entourage are still there. His speeches are still there. Yesterday he was, like we said, in good shape. He tweeted as usual. He tweeted to his citizens, his Cameroonian subject, and you guys we know the challenges we are going through, but let's put on your face mask and let's be resilient and let's be astute and tenacious and face the challenges, and one day we shall overcome. So despite the COVID-19, he's still in good shape, and like I said, physically, I would still say that physically is getting into the frailty zone. Is becoming frail, but health-wise, to be frail does not mean that you are sick. So health-wise is okay, and the other ideas, and like I said, political ideologies are still there, whether you like it or not. Anglophone crisis or whatever. So
he's still there. He's still kicking.
Right. Okay. So that's it.
Mr. Chris Gomez Samuel of Cabaret Green was not having you on KCBS Morning for the Captions.
Thank you very much. I always find it delighted talking with you, because I always say this publicly. You're one of my mentors. I tap a lot of things from you, especially from your can I say your diction, your renditions and your words. Thank you so much, and giving me that privilege and that opportunity to showcase, to depict what I have inside. Thank you. And I always want to congratulate you for a huge improvement, humongous improvement every day when we come to the studio, and the choice of guests you always bring on. I was watching Reverend Sister, good morning. I like the way you spoke, and even Mr. Cletus, he spoke well. I like his English rendition.
People who started moving in this town.
He spoke well. He spoke not those casual English. He spoke good English. A refined English. Good. I must say that. Thank you. You know, I get so seduced and enticed with people who speak fine English. Thank you.
I'm glad that's coming from you. I feel
because you speak good English. That's why I've been seduced by you. Thank you.
I got that from Cletus.
Thank you so
Exactly.
much.
So
Good
thanks
to
for watching.
Thank you. Thank
That was
you.
what we had today for Early Captions. Thanks for watching. Good morning, K Town. Continue. Stay tuned to KCBS. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.